Okay, it's nighttime, and I'm in my 2003 Dodge Caravan, and I'm just going to show you here that on my dash here I got a couple lights out behind the instrument cluster here, and I think tomorrow when it gets clear I'm going to show you guys how to rip this cluster out and change some light bulbs. Okay, alright, so got my negative battery cable disconnected, and it's been 2 minutes. Here I got some light bulbs here. I ordered these off of eBay. I just typed in PC74 there, and this is what I got in the mail. I think I spent like 10 bucks on a pack of 10. But these are the bulbs that go inside here according to my owner's manual. And I'm going to show you else what you might need to get this out. I'm going to be using a regular Phillips head screwdriver. I've got a stubby screwdriver, and also I'm going to be using this is called a screw starter. This is a very handy tool I like. I use this when you're working in panels or dashes or whatever. This thing will hold the screw tight, so you can stick it in and tighten your screw down so you don't lose your screws as easy. You can still lose them, but makes it a little easier. Let's get started. First things first, we're going to pop this cover off here. You just grab it and kind of pull up on it like that. See this little green thing right here? That's the only thing holding this on. It actually fits into this, and there's this back part fits down in the slot right here. Like so, that fits in there, and then you set it back down. Next thing you got to do is you got to take off 4 screws, and where they're at is you got 1 screw here, another screw on this side, and then there's a screw up here, and there's a screw right here. 4 screws to take out. Then that's how you get out this inner liner. So I'll go ahead and take this out real quick. One out. Got 2 screws out. Alright, let me get this one up here. I got that one. Oh, there's one more here somewhere. There it is. Yeah. Where's that screw at? Stupid screw. You're giving me so much trouble here, screw. There you go. Okay, got the 4 screws out. Now you gotta kind of gotta fight this thing a little bit to get it out. Lift it up in the middle over the dash part. It slips out that way. Might be easier if you pull this thing down, but I don't need to. Okay, now there is 4 black screws. There's two on this side, 1 high, 1 low. Same thing, 1 high, 1 low. Now on the bottom here, there's some silver screws that are you don't want to mess with those. You want to take off the black ones. Okay, and when you're doing this, you may want to lay down a rag or something, because if you drop these screws and they'll fall in your dash, and you know that would kind of suck. So just be careful, or get a rag or something. But here's where you use your longer screwdriver. And what I do is get it started. Get my fingers on the screw so I don't drop it. Hopefully. Okay, got one out. And these are all the same size screws as the other ones so far. They're all the same. Okay, got one down. Alright, got two. Gotta get this side now. You just kind of slip your screwdriver in by this gear shift here. It's coming out. Once I said, get your fingers on the screws because they're easy to drop. Just one more. This time I want to go over the Alright. Come on, stupid screw. What are you doing? Something's hanging up. Oh, there you go. Got it. Okay, now that you got all four screws out, you should be able to pull your instrument cluster out a little ways and turn it. You're trying to get to this, let me make sure you can, I don't know if you can see this because, alright, there's a clip up here, there's a tab. I'll try to pull it out or you guys can. Okay, yeah, here's the connector right here. And it's got a little red, this little red tab. You got to pull this back like that. Now you can push down on it. Need some slack. Now you can push down on the black part and work the clip out like that. And now we're done. Well, here's your light bulbs. I don't know how well you can see this. Oh, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So yeah, to get these off, you just give them like a tiny little turn. You just go get you some pliers, do a tiny little turn, pull it out. Crap. Sorry, I wasn't holding the camera good. Stupid thing. You just grab it, tiny little turn, pull out. Okay. Tiny little turn, pull out. Okay. Tiny little turn, pull out. Tiny little turn, pull it up. Tiny little turn, pull out. Okay, that's how you get them out. I got these bulbs, but before I put them in, I want to make sure they work. I don't want to throw them in the console and then find out later they don't work, so I'm going to test them all real quick. The way you do that is you just some jumper leads, and you just clip on that side, clip on that side. You just clip them on. You set this bulb down and take your leads and hook them up to your battery. That bulb works. Now this is a good test to do. I mean, you don't want to stick them in, you want to test your bulbs out before you throw them in your dash. Otherwise you got to rip them out again. just test all these the same way. Just hook them up to your alligator clips. And check your bulb. See? Oh, this one's bad. See? That's a bad bulb. Anyway, you got the idea. I'll do one more to show you guys. I got my jumper leads. That's saying good. Oh, that bolt's good. Anyway, just do this with all your bulbs. I showed you how to do. All I'm doing is hooking up my bulb to here and touching the leads and make sure the bulb lights. I already found one bad bulb. That would have sucked to put that in the instrument cluster and then find out the bulb's bad. So check your bulbs before you throw them in. Okay, we got all the bulbs put back in, but I saved this one just to show you guys how to do one. Take your bulb, take your bulb with pliers, grab the flat sides. On the side of the bulb there's little plastic slots that have to slide in, and then you stick it in and then you give it a little bitty turn. Now when you first start out, this little metal piece is gonna, the plastic sides will line up with the slots, and the little metal tab will be on the right side and it'll be on the left side, so that when you barely turn it, the little metal tab is going to slide and stop here, and the one up here is going to slide and stop here, and then those little plastic pieces will be anchored. Trying to show you guys. So let me go ahead and grab the bulb. Hard to do this with one hand. See how basically your needle nose pliers ought to line up with the, see those little slots right here. So on the flat parts. So you're looking at it, and when you first put it in, like I said, I mean, your metal slots are going to be off a little ways. It's just a slight little turn. I mean, it's a little bit of turn. And then you can look at it. I don't know if you can see this or not, but see down there, my little tab's on this side now. When I started out, it was here, and when you turn it, it goes. I don't know if you can see it. Let me see. But see that little tab down there I'm talking about? It should be right there when you're done. When you stick this bulb in, this little tab is over here, and when you turn it, it comes from here to here. You don't want to turn it too much because you'll pop those things out. Hope that makes sense. Okay, got my bulbs changed out. I'm going to be throwing this thing back in. Okay. First step is you want to slip your instrument cluster in. Grab your connector, push it in till it clicks. Hear the click. Then you want to take your red clip and push it down. Make sure that's locked in. Okay, now you got to kind of maneuver this thing around to get it to go in. a little bit. Okay. And she's in. Yep, she's in now. Okay. Now, I think here is the kind of tricky part, but as I said earlier, if you have a screw starter tool, which is, I think everybody should have one because they're real handy. This side does flathead screws. This side does Phillips head screws. Pretty neat little tool. I've used this thing hundreds of times. Mostly I use it for working in electrical panels and whatnot, but it works really good in this application too. Let me show you how it works. Alright, basically just take a screw and you kind of give it a little twist and hold it on. You give this part a little twist. It's under a spring, and then it holds it, see? So now I can slip this in. I can slip this part in, hold the panel, and get it started. Got a few turns on. Now you take your screwdriver, and she's going in. Makes things easy. That screw is in. That sure beats having to, try to fight it and hold it and drop your screw a bunch of times. Just go ahead and get a screw starter. Works a lot easier. At least that's what I recommend. See here? Got my screw on the end, it's holding it tight. You just stick it in. Give it a couple twists until you'll get a couple screws in, and you can usually, it'll get tight, and then you can just pop it off and you're on. Then you take your screwdriver and tighten her up. Okay, got 2 more to go. See, got my screw on. It's under tension on this little spring. Now I'm slipping it in. Okay. Let me give that tighten up. Almost tightened it in the whole way just with the screw starter. So tool works really good. Okay, last screw for the panel. Okay, got it started. Now, alright, got it in. Now I'm ready for the liner. This part has 4 screws. Now you just come on from the side here, and you just kind of gotta slip it in behind, and you gotta kind of manhandle this thing a little bit because it swishes down quite a bit, but you just pop it in. You notice the whole time I did this, I left this lever up. I never had to take the lever down. All I did was I pushed the steering wheel down. Now you want to use your stubby screwdriver and get a screw here. Go ahead and get this started. Alright. Okay. Here's your stubby. Alright, got those two in. Now I'm just gonna try to get the top one here. Okay, that side's done. Now I gotta try to get this little stubby right here. Okay, now last but not least, it's just a matter of snapping this panel back in. This panel, like I said before, it has these two little like hooks that go like underneath the back side, and then you just snap it into the green thing. But you got to make sure these back parts line up. And that's it. Done deal. Now that I'm all done working around here, I can safely go put my battery cable back on and don't have to worry about the airbag blowing up in my face. So I'm just going to go throw the battery terminal back on. Okay, as you guys can see, all my lights work beautifully now. Look at that. It's dark as hell in here, but boy, those things are lit up nice and bright.